What does it mean when you dream about your SP and then they text you the day after? What does it mean when you dream about your desire, whatever it is? What does it mean when you have a bad dream about your desire? Or what does it mean when you have a good dream about your desire, your SP, whatever it is, but then you get a bad tarot reading? What does it mean when you see 111 angel numbers everywhere? Or you see your SP's name all of a sudden everywhere? Or you see the car that they drive, all of a sudden it's everywhere. What does it mean? What does it mean? Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is it means nothing. The good news is it means nothing. It means nothing. Nothing has any meaning. No situation, no circumstance, no event, no thought, no dream, no sign, nothing has a built-in, absolute, definite meaning. Up until the point where you assign the meaning to it, label it with the meaning that you decided to persist in, that you decided to label it with. Because you assigning the meaning to something means that your perspective assigned the meaning to that something. And remember, your perspective creates your reality. Because if you, I don't know, had a bad dream regarding your desire, and your perspective on it is, this is bad. This means that something bad is going to happen. That's your perspective, right? And because your perspective creates your reality, that means that you're going to be persisting in the assumption, in the belief that that bad dream means something bad is going to happen. So what's going to happen? Your life, reality, 3D, whatever, is going to show you evidence, is going to unfold accordingly. We do live in the 3D world, right? But because we are manifesting constantly, it's our nature, we operate within the quantum field, right? Because in the quantum field is where every single reality exists, every single, not even possibility, but probability. Because once you decide to persist in an outcome, in your desired reality, that's not just a possibility of it happening. If you know what you're doing, if you know that, hey, I'm persisting, so it's inevitable, it's not a possibility of it happening. It's a probability. It's 100% guaranteed inevitability, if that's even a word. If it's not a word, I'm making it a word now. It's an inevitability. I lost my train of thought. I apologize if I use a lot of SP examples. I know not everybody is manifesting an SP, but I feel like, you know, with SP examples, it's still relevant to whatever your desire is, because again, it's about persistence. Okay, it's not about the what, it's about what to do. Not the topic, but what to do. Let's say you texted your SP and your SP didn't text you back. Now, some people are gonna automatically assume the worst case scenario, which is they lost interest, they're not interested in me, they're probably talking to somebody else, whatever. But then another person is gonna think to themselves, hey, they're just probably busy. They're gonna get back to me eventually, they're gonna get back to me later, even tomorrow. So those two different perspectives are gonna create two completely different experiences, right? Because it's about your perspective. It's about what you assume is going to happen. Now, I'm actually going to give you the assignment that I had in my course and that I give to a lot of my email clients, because it's such a great, like, perspective changing, challenging assignment. I'm going to put this in the description box of this video. So this assignment is going to be in the description box of the video. So, but I'm just going to tell you guys. You're going to go through a list of 2 hypothetical circumstances. In the first column, write down your initial reaction to that circumstance and what that circumstance would usually mean to you. What meaning would you assign it? For example, you might interpret your SP losing interest or not caring about you anymore. In the second column, take a deep breath and pause. Think about an improved reaction you'd like to have. How could you interpret the circumstance in a way that serves your desired reality instead? Write down this new meaning. Remember, the point here is to show you your interpretation, just like the 3D, is malleable. Reality doesn't attach fixed meanings to events. It's you who assigns the meaning to every single thing. Hypothetical circumstance number 1. You texted SP last night before you went to sleep. It is now almost 9 p.m. the next day and he still hasn't responded to that text. What is your initial reaction? What meaning would you normally assign to them not responding to you? Hypothetical circumstance number 2. You're manifesting more money, an easier life, and all of a sudden you get fired from your job and you get an unexpected higher electricity bill. What is your initial reaction? And what meaning would you normally assign? Because think about it. If you are assuming the worst case scenario, which is, I know, very easy for all of us, it's easy. You're persisting in it. You're believing it. You start to believe it more and more because also not only is it easy to believe, but it aligns with what you're feeling, with the fear, with the worry, with the anxiety and all of that. So it's of course easy to believe it. But you persist in it so much that you eventually, almost like inevitably, get evidence of it, right? But the same thing is going to happen with the positive, with the favorable outcome that you persist in. Remember, both fear and faith are a belief in something that you have no evidence of. But eventually we'll get evidence of. Like maybe you noticed this, maybe you haven't, but in the comments when somebody asks me, hey Jay, this and that happened, what do you think this means? Or Jay, hey, this happened, what does it mean? What does it mean? And most of the time, majority of the time, I just say whatever you assume. Like I know that a lot of you want direct, concrete answers for me to tell you what it means, but I can't do that. I don't want to impose my assumptions onto you. What I want to do is I want to teach you that you should always assign positive, favorable meaning, even though it sometimes doesn't make sense, even though sometimes you feel like you're lying to yourself and you're being delusional or whatever. But remember something, you're not being delusional. You're not lying to yourself. You're being devoted and persistent in a desired reality, in a reality that not only exists, but is a probability and inevitability for you to experience and to make manifest. So it's not being delusional. It's being determined. It's being devoted. It's being persistent. Hell, it's being stubborn. I like to call it being stubborn as well, because I'm stubborn with a lot of the things that I'm manifesting. Manifested and still manifesting. We're not delulu, okay? We're staboo-boo. Staboo-boo, okay? But I will answer 2 of the most common questions that I get, which is I had a dream of my SP or whatever my desire is, and tarot reading. So dreams, in my opinion, are a playhead of our subconscious, whatever is going on in our subconscious. So if we're having a good dream of whatever our desire is, I'm assigning good meaning. That means great, perfect. It's imprinted in there, right? Cool. If we have a bad dream, it's purging out. It's literally the purge, just purging out unnecessary, unfavorable, undesired fears, worries that no longer serve me, okay? Whatever it is. But then also, I always use this example. I had a dream about a giant blue chicken. How should I interpret having a dream of a blue giant chicken? Am I supposed to assign meaning to that? No. It was funny. That's it. I'm not assigning meaning to it because it's completely neutral to me. Oh, what else? Tarot. Yeah. I'm the wrong person to ask because I never was into tarot, like ever. What I know is that you have to go to a very, very good tarot reader. And that tarot reader is still not predicting your future. That tarot reader is just reading your energy in the moment of whatever it is that you are asking for or having a reading of. So if your tarot reader is telling you, hey, your SP is not coming back, the job is not for you, the move is not going to happen, or whatever it is, your health is not going to get better, you're probably going to take that as fact because that's going to like turn on the alarm in your brain and you're going to panic. And it's going to be so hard for you to not dwell in that, right? But it's not a fact. It's you dwelling in it that's making it a fact. And that's making it, perpetuate and unfold in your reality. So my advice is if other people's negative assumptions, negative opinions trigger you, don't ask them. Cut the middleman and go straight to the source, which is you. You don't need anybody's opinion but yours. You are the only one that determines your reality and how things are going to unfold. You can turn every situation into a favorable one by just deciding to persist in it. I feel like I was all over the place in this video with this topic because this topic is so broad and I could talk about it for hours. and I start one thing and I go to the next thing and it's like, I'm sorry. But anyway, if you have more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, but don't ask for opinions. If you ask me something, hey, what does this mean? I'm going to say whatever you assume. Whatever you assume. There's literally no difference between my hands on the wall. But that's because of the ring light. It's washing me out. Anyway, you got this, my love.